Welcome again to Soccer's number 10 case studies. In today's case study, we'll be looking at some very unusual topics, questions, theories, and false beliefs. As we have seen in previous case studies about the number 10 and who is the number 10 and why the number 10 plays a very important role in soccer. However, in today's case study, we will be focusing on one primary question: why you are not a soccer number 10. And as we progress through this case study, you will see more answers to your questions why you are not, and then you will be able to have enough information so that you can put together your own strategies so that you can become a great number 10 by understanding these concepts that you will learn today in our case studies. My name is Dennis Lee. I'm also the author of Soccer Number 10 Blueprint. I would like to invite you onto within this journey as we progress into some unknown areas of soccer. However, I would like you to get a pencil and a paper if you would really want to learn this information. Or if possible, you can click get video and or email this video to yourself if possible. So stop the video now and go get a pencil and paper if possible to make notes. And these notes will be some of the best notes you have ever made within soccer in a very long time. Okay. I give you at least 2 minutes to go get yourself a piece of paper and pencil. Yes, you. Yeah, you could go and get it, please. I'll be waiting. Just pause the video. Come on, you're still waiting. Just go and get it. It will be very informative, I promise you. Okay, welcome back. As we progress within this awesome case study, I will try to unravel some unusual secrets and concepts to you. First of all, I want to ask you a very unusual question. Can you tell the difference between the horse and the zebra? Is this the horse? Is this the horse? Or is this the zebra? I'm not quite sure who it is, but I get that I think this is the horse. By all means, I think this is the horse. I think this is the zebra. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Is this the horse? I'm not quite sure. You see, by me doing this, I'm actually creating a response within your minds while you're watching this video. You're saying, come on, Dennis, how on earth could this be a horse? And how on earth could this be a zebra? It's unusual. That's too crazy. Okay. I hope and trust that you are getting an idea to what I'm driving at. Now, I guess this is much better. Well, this is much better, really, because here we have a zebra and here we have a horse. But what caused you to know the difference between the horse and the zebra? Well, basically, if I'm looking at this picture, well, the horse, they both kind of have similar features. They both have 4 legs, and one is more tamed, so to speak, but you also can tame a zebra. But there's something different about this zebra and the horse. And if you can tell me the difference, you could just write it down on a piece of paper. Okay, let me stop pulling your legs. The basic difference really is that the horse doesn't have stripes, while the zebra has stripes. And that's just it, to the point. But as we unravel certain things, I want you to notice some things. I hope and trust that you understand the differences between a horse and a zebra, and that's okay, and that's fundamental. But we're in soccer and we need to understand certain things. But bear with me as I try to link that particular question that I asked earlier about the horse and the zebra. But before we jump directly into that question, I want you to understand this concept. And this concept is true to nature, since we are soccer players and perspective number tends to be. Many soccer players are lost. Yes, they are. I know you might be saying, I'm not lost. I know what I'm doing, Dennis. I'm just watching this video because I heard about it from a friend or I saw it on the internet and I just want to know more about this so-called soccer number 10 that I've been hearing a lot about. Okay, let me prove to you why I say many people or many soccer players, so to speak, are lost. Not lost in the sense that they're not sure what to do within soccer, but I'll show you some things that will cause you to look deeply into what I'm driving at. First of all, they're lost because they all follow. Yes, they all want to see someone who is better than themselves and they just try to copy and follow them. And it's okay to do following so that you can get better. But it's not really strong to just follow. Because if you are following all the time, you will never do certain things that is really required of you because you're just a follower. And if you're a follower, that means the person who you're following is the leader. But we'll get right to that as we progress within this case study. Many soccer players are lost also because they don't understand the means to the end. I know it's kind of sounds psychological and philosophical based on the fact that most of our lectures and case studies are structured in a mind-oriented, inner-oriented, and external-oriented patterns. The means to the end, meaning you play soccer, why? You play soccer just to kick the ball into the goal? Yes, that's also one means to the end. But you primarily play soccer because of one basic fundamental concept. You want to learn to play soccer well. You want to be a good player. You want to be the best player on your team. And that's the end result. Because if you should want to learn to dribble with soccer, it is because you want to learn to dribble to be a better soccer player. If you want to learn to kick the ball well, it is because you want to kick the ball well so that you can become the better soccer player or the best soccer player. Do you understand what I'm driving at? Anything that you do in soccer, it is just towards the means to the end. And the end result is to become the best player on the soccer field. And we all know from history or from soccer knowledge is that when you hear someone talks about who is the best player in soccer, where does your mind focus or go? You start to think of the number 9, the number 2, the number 3, or the number 10. Who do you focus on? If someone should ask you, who's the best player in soccer? And then you will say, okay, let's say Ronaldinho. Okay, let's say Pele. Okay, let's say Martha. You see what I'm driving at? You will focus primarily on the number 10s. Because in your mind, you have been conditioned to believe that the number 10 is the best player. And in fact they are the best players on the soccer field. Because they have understood certain concepts that will push them to the end. They know that this is the end result, to be the best player on the field. And if you don't understand that is what you're always trying to do, whether you buy a CD or a DVD to train, you are primarily focusing on this mean to the end concept. You want to play well, so you do the things that you need to do. But many players don't understand this mere concept, that the reason why they train, the reason why they practice, it's because the means to the end. They want to be the best. But somehow some are lost still because they don't understand certain things. They don't know how to do it. Even though they might have the materials right before them, they still have to put the puzzles together. Some don't know how to. So they will spend time searching, looking for this information, seeking out help from other peoples, and some will even pay dearly just to get someone to teach them how to. And that's a problem. But the real solution to this is, check this out. You already know it. Yes, you already know what to do. Think about it. Everything that you have seen in soccer or learned in soccer, how to kick the ball, how to curve the ball, are basic soccer training. And if you have a basic foundation of soccer training, you already have an idea of what it is you should do or you ought to do. Just think about it. You know how to kick the ball. You might not know how to serve the ball, but as you progress, you will learn how to swerve the ball. Based on the fact that the knowledge of soccer has changed tremendously based on the fact of the internet and many different medias of learning soccer. For example, YouTube. You can actually go to YouTube and watch videos and store all these information as memory within your mind. So you see, you already know what to do, but somehow you have problems doing it. And that's one of the key concepts that in soccer number 10 will unravel to you things that are holding you back in today's case study. Okay, in order for you to understand the number 10, you must understand some certain characteristics of the number 10. This takes us back to our question that was asked: how can you tell the difference between the horse and the zebra? How can I know if it is a zebra? Right? How can you know if it's a zebra? By its stripes. Likewise, a number 10. By its stripes was the only way we were able to tell that the difference between the horse and the zebra. We could have used other different factors, but what we could have seen visually were the stripes of the horse and the zebra. Try to throw you a dummy right there. The stripes of the zebra and the horse without stripes. See all those, it sound and it didn't sound well, because you could distinctively tell the difference. And that's what we are going to strive at today, so you can understand why you are not a soccer number 10. It is because you're not doing certain things, and it's because you just don't know the stripes of a number 10. Okay, let's get into the meat of the matter. I would like you to pull your pen or paper a little bit closer, because we're going to get deep into some real case study of certain characteristics of a number 10. These are the signs, the marks, and the seals of a number 10. The signs meaning the minute you see this person, you will know that this person is really a number 10, or he is genuinely a great soccer player, based on the facts that you understand what he is doing. Now, this takes us to number 1. Yes, you are seeing right. The number 10 is basically a leader. Yes, he understands the roles of leadership. Yes, he is like the commander or the general on the soccer field, whilst the coach is the 4-star or the commanding chief, if you prefer to describe it in a similar pattern. Meaning that the coach tells the general what to do, and the general gives the orders out to his playmates. He might not be the captain, but likewise they are always the captain based on the fact that their leadership roles. So the number 10 is a leader by nature. He knows how to see weaknesses, signs, and so forth, and he converts his leadership onto the soccer field and help his team to victory. And you have seen Ronaldinho, you have seen Diego Maradona did it. You have seen Pele did it. You have seen many number 10s are known for their leadership roles within the team. Now, let's continue deeper into this. Discipline and self-discipline. I hope you notice that I've tried to pin them. The number 10 is discipline. He understands the importance of training. He understands the importance of mastering himself also by self-control of his anger and many other factors. So discipline is also important in the characteristics of a number 10. So if you are not using discipline in your soccer games, it's basically one of the main reasons why you are not a number 10. Respect for your opponents. I know you might think that all the number 10s are cocky and all number 10s are just show-offs because they're the number 10s and everyone knows that they're one of the best players in the field, but they have respect, or the genuine number 10s have respect for their opponents. They don't take their opponents for granted, meaning that even though they know they can pass their opponents or trick their opponents, they will treat them with the respect so that it creates a psychological factor within their opponent's mind, thinking that they are respected. We could elaborate more on this in another case study, which will be upcoming. They're skilled, from doing tricks with the ball to superb control to diving headers, bicycle kick by Pele, and many unusual gifts that they will possess. They will have skill as a trademark. Creative. Yes, I couldn't have just say creativity because it will take on a different plane or a different mental set or definition. So I use creative to define them in this term. They are the creators of great plays, meaning that they will orchestrate great passes, dribbling, creating weaknesses in teams, and do many different things that we will focus on in upcoming videos. The number 10 is also persistent. They don't just give up. Many of them had been through hard trials and errors, and many of them has failed. And as a result of their persistence, they became or become who you are presently looking at. The number 10 by means of virtue of their hard training and dedication. And they didn't quit. Even though they were confronted with many obstacles, they stuck out and trained. Even though they didn't understood many of the drills or the training, they somehow were persistent and determined, and they are who they are based on this factor also. Motivated. They are some of the most motivated players on the planet. They're motivated to do whatsoever they're focusing on, and on the soccer field their motivation is very high to achieve the end result, which is to win, to defeat, and trying to create weaknesses within your team. So you will notice that they're motivated. They're also players of honor, and you're seen well. They're very honorable, meaning that some will, to you, it's just a game of soccer. Meanwhile, to them, they're basically focusing on victory and self-fulfillment. And they're focusing on an internal side of soccer that many of the average soccer players will never look at, because they just play for fun, while the number 10, some really play for their lives, because to them it's more than just a game. It's honor. They will go out on the limb just to prove the point that they deserve to win. Many of them have a great trait or trademark of spirituality. Yes, they believe in a higher source. Whatsoever their religions are, they do believe that with the spiritual aid from their religion, they can amount to many things. For example, Ronaldinho, one of the world's greatest soccer players, you can see him in many of his performances or games. He will pray because he knows that he has enemies on the soccer field, and he knows that there are people out there who are trying to hurt him. But he knows that with the protection of his source of religion, which is his higher source, he will be able to achieve the impossible by means of keeping in tune with this divine source. And if you are not using this in your soccer, you're basically robbing yourself of the traits or the characteristics of becoming a great player or a great number 10. And if you're not doing this, you should be doing this. And this is why you are not a soccer number 10. Now, they're the masters of time. They know how to manage the time or their time on the soccer field, meaning that they know what to do with the soccer ball in certain amount of time. To you, you're just dribbling, trying to pass your opponent, but to them, it's all about time management on the soccer field and energy management. How much energy they will have to use to get to the 18-yard box of their opponents. And all these factors are very important in the mindset of a number 10. They know that time is the master because it's the time, which is the 90 minutes or the 45 minutes half, that they are playing against. And if they can outbeat the time, then they will become the master of time within every soccer game. They have a high love for soccer, meaning that while others will see soccer as just a game, to them it's more. It helps them to be who they are. It helps them to express themselves better than with words or with letters or with any unknown tangible resource. But to them, soccer is a means of expression and a means of dedication, so to speak. They train harder than the average, yes, and this is also one of their underlying factor. They do train hard. They will train in many trainings with the team and so forth, but individually they spend most of their time training, trying to master certain unusual concepts and theories that they themselves hold true. Some study different soccer training or practice different types of movements so that they can have the upper hand of their opponents at all times. And notice all number 10s that you have seen, some of them have a different pattern or a different form of approach towards soccer. Confidence. All soccer number 10 players or number 10 players have this sheer gleam or bright light of confidence. It is as if they are just so confident that it looks like they're cocky. Yes, they're so confident that they can pass you and they can take their team to victory even if they're losing. Their confidence is so high. It was Napoleon Hill who once said that in order to be very strong, you can basically use confidence and skill to defeat any army. Very unusual. But you know, if you're confident and you have the skill, it's very effective to help you have an upper hand of your opponent, or opponents, so to speak. Endurance. Many practice long hours so that they can build their endurance. And their endurance are very important to them so that they can run. And if they can run and endure long, difficult stress which their body will receive while they're playing within the games, then they will be able to endure till the end. They're also very known for no fear, meaning that these players will always appear fearfully. Yes, they will appear with no fear, so to speak, meaning that they will take on 6 defenders, 4 defenders. They will make an opportunity that seems as if it's a losing opportunity, a winning opportunity. They will take on the tallest defenders, even if they are short. They will sometimes dribble into an army of players. Somehow it seems as if they're selfish, or they're a singular player, meaning they just want to be a one-man band or a one-man show. But it's not that they like to do this. It's just because fear is contagious, and they know how to deal with it because they have been through trial and errors, which were discussed more within my book, Soccer Number 10 Blueprint. They understand that fear is contagious. Their teammates will be influenced by the fear or the threat quite easily, but the number 10 must have no fear whatsoever. And being so that he has no fear, he's able to fight the battles that will confront him with his confidence, with his skills, and with his endurance, with his love for soccer, and he understands that he's the master of time, he only can go forward. And all these factors help to create a very high will to win. A very high will to win. And soccer number 10s are known for this. They love winning. But if they have to lose, they will lose gracefully. They never quit in battle. So if you are a number 10 or wearing the number 10 and you quit in battle, it means that you're just getting there. A true number 10 will never quit in battle. Even if this team is under 3-0, he will fight the battle, try to create the opportunities, even in the games. He will demonstrate all these traits of never quitting, and he somehow will take these traits off the soccer field into his real life. So this is a very noted trademark of number 10s. Yes, skillest of the skill, meaning that they are skilled. Yes, you have many players who are skilled, so to speak, but the number 10 should be and must be the skillest of the skill. And this is why it is underlined upon the walls of soccernumber10.com site. Skillest of the skill, player of honor, or players of honor. And it's very important for you to know also that the number 10 knows how to sense and create weaknesses. They know how to sense and create weaknesses in teams. They can see the team that they're playing, and they can just sense the weaknesses, meaning that they, before the game, they look at their opponents, look at their legs, look at their upper bodies to see who is heavier on their legs, to see who are stronger, to see who is faster, to see who can kick the ball with power on their opponent's side, so that they know that they will have to face one of these opponents soon, and based on the fact that they have gathered all these information, they will know what to do when the situation arises. And as we continue with understanding our characteristics of soccer number 10, they are also soccer warriors, meaning they don't just go out there to play a game of soccer. They go out there to win. With their shank guards, their feet, and all their skills and their minds, they will try to do everything to win. It's like to them they're fighting a battle. It's not a physical battle with throwing blows or so forth. It's a mental battle of wits and skill. And they will try to outwit the team, the strategies of the coach that they're against, and they will do everything in their powers to win. And these are traits of soccer number 10, which is a true soccer number 10. They're the bravest of the brave, meaning even though it seems impossible, they will try to make the impossible possible by creating a goal. Again, they will take on even 3 players in the 18-yard box by themselves, or they will create the pass or sacrifice themselves in the path of 3 players to create a winning opportunity for their teams and take the blow or blows as they come. The soccer number 10 is also known for heart. You ever play soccer and some coaches will look at you and say, "You have no heart"? And this is what this H-E-A-R-T means. If you are a soccer number 10, you will have heart. Heart that is strong, that it's fortified by all these characteristics, or all these stripes, which are the stripes of the zebra. These are the stripes of the 1-0, yes, the number 10, so to speak. And these are all taken from the Soccer number 10 Blueprint book. Apart from this, I want you to understand these concepts, understand these stripes, study them, memorize them, try to develop them within your own soccer life. Work on them one by one, and then you will notice a great leap within your soccer life. You will notice that you will advance in your progress. Some coaches might say to you, "Here's the number 10, be the number 10 on our teams." Trust me, it will happen. It has never ceased to amaze me when I've received emails about players who are actually using these systems and are getting promoted or getting pushed forward on their teams. Below on this page also you see the SN10 COC. As a soccer player, it is important for you to understand how to conduct yourself. And in so doing, in conducting yourself, you will have rules and regulations. For example, in the FIFA books, you follow the laws of the referees. While in the soccer, and as a number 10, we live by a code of conduct. And these codes of conducts are the soccer number 10 codes of conduct. Many soccer players, even of old, didn't know these conducts. And you might be saying, how do I know this? Somehow these conducts were stimulated by certain principles and rules that they have learned in the past. But upon knowing this, many of them have changed their whole concept and understanding of soccer. But within the soccer number 10, you will have first hand to learn some of the concepts that many of these other players somehow have learned by means of discernment rather than learning it from the actual soccer number 10 blueprint site. These are the codes of conduct. I am a number 10. I will always conduct myself so as to bring honor and respect to my team and my country, and most of all to myself. And this is very thought-provoking. The first line in the code of conduct. You see, as a soccer player, you're not just playing for your country, and you're not just playing for your team, but you're also playing for yourself. And you know that your conduct is very important, because whatsoever you do will affect your team and will also affect your country, but most of all it will affect yourself. I will at all times be ready for battle with confidence and skill without any fear whatsoever. You see, if you're a soccer number 10, you know that confidence is very important and skill, and without any fear whatsoever. These are very important for you to understand as a number 10, that you must have these concepts within your mind. I have seen defeat so many times that the fear of losing pushes me beyond my average skill levels to try everything in my powers to create an opportunity for my team. Yes, as a number 10, you might have seen many defeats, many losses, many finals, and you lost the finals, many tears of your teammate, and somehow it has gotten you stronger. And because you know what it's like to lose and how it feels like to see your friends crying, all this will push you to another level, so that you will try to do everything to make them win, even if they lose. But you can't say at the end of the day or of the game that you didn't try. And that's an inner will that you will develop based on the fact that you will understand the concepts of the code of conduct. Even if we are losing, I will never quit until the clock stops. Many players who are playing, even if their team is on the 3-0, some will just throw in the curtain or the towels and say, that's it, starting waving the surrender flags. Look, take me out of the game. And even if the team is losing and the coach should resort to taking his number 10 up off the bench to put him into the game, some number 10 will step out on the field thinking that it's all lost, meaning that they can't do anything no more, the game is over. And as a result of this, it creates a problem. So here in soccer number 10, in the codes of conduct, as a number 10, you will never quit until the clock stops. I will always respect my opponents and the officials of the game, for example, referees and your opponents. However, I am aware that many of my opponents will always not share the same respect with me, so I will teach them how to with my skills. I will practice harder than every player on my team, just because my burden is heavy and I want to be able to balance the soccer world upon my shoulders when the going gets tough. Yes, very strong statement within the code of conduct. Just because my burden is heavy. The burden is, or are, so to speak, the mere fact that he's the number 10. The mere fact that everyone on the other teams expect him to try anything he can to create the winning opportunities. Based upon the fact that he also is the number 10, he has obstacles of being injured. Everyone else will be looking upon him. The fans will be looking upon him or onto him to see a great game. And if he can't deliver it, all these factors will be against him. And all these factors also creates a burden that is very heavy. So he has to practice harder so that when the burden is upon his back, which is very heavy, he will be able to balance the soccer world, meaning know how to make the right decisions, know how to do what's right when the going get tough. And you have seen it. You might have heard the phrase, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And that's who the number 10 is. I will always seek spiritual help from my source of worship. It doesn't matter whatsoever you worship, your source of worship, so that my will and confidence and skill will never diminish with my soccer games or soccer life. I am very proud and honored to be a part of something so great by representing a legacy of soccer's greatest heroes. Yes, the minute you wear the number 10, you are basically not just playing the number 10 or being yourself or representing yourself only, but you are representing all the other great players who wore that number. Yes, because everyone else will be looking onto you to think that you are a great number 10 likewise. And if they see you not performing or sees you not performing according to what is expected of you by means of representing a legacy of soccer's greatest heroes, Martha, Ronaldinho, Pele, Robinho, Zico, Zidane, and many other great Platini, number 10s, Michael Owens. And if you are not doing this or understanding that you are a part of something great, you will not be able to dig deeper within yourself to pull out this greatness. And it's important for you to understand who you represent, or represents, so to speak. All that codes of conduct was written by Dennis Lee. The code of conduct will help you to stay focused within your soccer games. Trust me, it will. It will also cause you to be lifted to another dimension within your soccer games. It will also guide you along safe path and cause you to reduce the dangers that comes with soccer. Study it and keep it near to your heart, and you will see great results. And this was taken from page 10 of the Soccer Number 10 Blueprint book. And friends, I am a number 10, skilless of the skill, player of honor, and I will honor this number. And I know you will. Based on the fact that you have learned these information, you've learned the code of conduct, you have learned the characteristics of a number 10. You have learned some of the concepts that many of these number 10s hold dear. You have learned things that you might have not or never have thought of, or you might have never used within your soccer preparation. And these were some of the things that you were not doing. That's why you are still the player you are. Try these concepts that you have learned today. Work on them. Try to develop them. But most of all, study the codes of conduct. If you would want to learn more about this, stay tuned for April 17th launch, when we here at Soccer Number 10 will be offering you an awesome Blueprint Soccer Number 10 book with awesome training packages and bonus on that day, when our site will be live on the internet and the entire soccer world will be barging in to know more about what this great Soccer Number 10 secret concepts are all about. I'm sorry that we have come to such an abrupt end. But it's very important for me to let you understand this. That in soccer, and as we close, and as a number 10, this quotation was taken out of the Soccer Number 10 Blueprint book, which will go live on April 17, 2007 at 1 p.m. As a soccer player, in closing, there's a standard to attain. Higher than the highest soccer player's thoughts or thought can reach is the divine source ideals. Your source of worship, whatsoever it is, skill, harmony, unity, discipline, persistence, respect, and love for mankind are the goals to reach. Before every soccer player lies a path of continual progress, a goal to reach, and a standard to attain. A standard so high that the noble game called soccer is his/her platform to use to reach many, even themselves, by Dennis Lee. And this is the standard that we ought to attain to as a number 10. And we can use soccer as our platform to attain this standard. And we can use it to reach many fans, many people from all walks of life who have never known you or never seen you in the flesh, but they know your name. And as a result of this, you will get to understand more about yourself by understanding this noble game called soccer and the platform that it has created for you to reach many. My name is Dennis Lee. I hope and trust that this case study was very informative. Stay tuned for more case study. Please, by all means, download this video, send it to a friend, and help us at Soccer Number 10 to spread the word of this awesome website that will go live on April 17, 2010 at 1 p.m. Thank you again. To your soccer success.